Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my weekly photo chats. So today I want to talk about, I was reading a book on Alfred Stieglitz, and in it, the author says in 1920, the word artist and amateur signified the same thing. An amateur was somebody who made something as an artist just for the love of it. They didn't pursue it for money. In fact, a person like Stieglitz who did work commercially, that might actually be considered a negative thing. It's like, oh, really? You can't just do it for you. You have to go make money with it. That was like almost detrimental. It's a shame you have to make money with it when so-and-so doesn't have to. They can just make art. They're completely an artist. You have to go work for the man. You have to go listen to some art director tell you how to make the photograph. It's a shame. Poor you. Well, it sure has changed. Over the years, now, I see many young photographers who are trying to go get jobs, trying to go get work. And I want to say to them, why? What? You have a job. Why are you trying to make money out of your photography? And it seems to me that it's a way that they can validate that they're good at it. The issue is, I don't want to be an amateur. Amateur means not very good. Amateur means lame. But that's not what it meant. And that doesn't have to be what it means. The filmmaker Jim Jarmusch, who I'm a fan of his very artsy movies, things like Stranger Than Paradise or Broken Flowers or Patterson out a couple years ago. That was a wonderful film, but not typical. He always makes films as an amateur filmmaker. While he gets distribution and they love him in France, he makes films the way he wants to make them because he does it out of love for the storytelling and the art, not to just make money. And there's something valid about choosing to call ourselves amateurs if we're doing it completely for the reasons of art. I work as a commercial and editorial photographer since I was out of college. I just started working as a news photographer, so my whole world has been photographing commercially and editorially. But a young person today who's working as an IT specialist, who's making a great income, and they take up photography, it almost seems like a slight to have to go make money with it. Hey, I have to go shoot a job for somebody. And why? Why not just accept the fact that you are in a perfect position? You can make all the work exactly the way you want it. Nobody can tell you what to do. There are film directors who require final cut, they call it, so that they have the final say on exactly what the film should look like. And Woody Allen might be one like that. And young directors strive to get final cut. Well, the amateur photographer actually has final cut. They get to choose exactly what's going to be in the photograph. They don't have to answer to any art director, any business person, somebody who says, I like the interesting, odd one, but we're going to go with the standard one. That's the commercial world. You're working for a client. You're putting the client's needs before your own, because you can say, I remember being at the newspaper, and the beauty of working for a news source is I'm hired to photograph you. You're the CEO of a big company. And I go there, and the first thing you do is you say, hi, I'd like to shoot it here in the lobby where our sign is. And if I'm shooting commercially, I say, yes, sir, set up the lights, and I shoot it right there with the sign. But if I'm shooting editorially, you didn't hire me. The newspaper sent me here, and we're going to do a photograph that reveals a little bit something about you, so I can say, oh yeah, I don't want to do that. That would look too much like an ad. Let's go find your office, and let's look around there and see where else we can shoot. And that's what I did. It's exactly what I did. It's a real situation. Because the beauty of editorial is you're working for a newspaper that gives you the license to say, bring me back something. But you're not working for the people you're photographing. You're working for the editor back at the paper. I don't know that we are better off as artists seeking to make money. I think as soon as we're, trying to do YouTube videos to become an influencer, really? You just started photographing 2 years ago. You're just learning, and already you're an influencer? Shouldn't you just go make photographs and make art? Shouldn't you just go and enjoy the fact that you don't have to make money with this? You get to just make anything you want. So I think it's a mistake to consider the word amateur meaning poor quality, to mean not very good at what you do. It didn't always mean that, and it doesn't always have to mean that. And the beauty is when you can adopt your art completely for your own way of doing it with nobody putting any limits on you, that's a strength. All right, that's today's Photography Talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. Thanks so much for everybody who tunes in. And I will be back next time. We'll talk more photography. As always, here's the good light.